Yo guys, it's Space Ideas Revolutionized here today. That last live stream, the mic wasn't working. I think. Yeah, I don't think that was working. All right, so this is our podcast, guys. Remember that? All right, I'm gonna play it. This is so blurry. That's so blurry. Why is it so blurry? Hold up. 240p. Why is it on 240p? Come on. Alright, so let's go back on TweetDeck. Oh, I can record at 1080p 60? I never knew a Mac could handle that. Alright, so this is literally what I do. Oh. Yo, guys, remember when it used to be like this? Wait, did they build the Starship on top of this, or did they? Oh, no. I think they built a whole new one because the legs on the Starship, there's only 2 legs on this new Starship. I forgot why. Because SpaceX teased that it was supposed to have 3. Oh shoot, I spelled space wrong. Alright, so SpaceX teased. Yeah, see, this is watch live, but this is gonna be live at 9 a.m. Central Time, right? Yeah. What's the small share of Yo, I didn't even know about this. I haven't seen their monthly missions as low as $1 million. Yo, actually, that's pretty cheap. I mean, not for a normal person like us. Falcon 9 rideshare missions to sun orbit SSO for ESP class load, which includes 200 kilograms of payload mass. That's a lot. I mean, wait, no, is that a lot? 200 kilograms. This is so beautiful. Look at this. Oh, by the way, guys, this is an actual launch. What happens? This is what happens when you have the sunset, right? The sunset and Okay, let me see if I can try drawing it. Go to my. I can't draw. I can't draw for life. This actually happened because it happens when the sunset happens because the engine. Something like that, guys. Shoot, I'm really forgetting. Since I'm not on my PC right now, I was gonna play KSP for the next 30 minutes and show you guys how I can literally do nothing with KSP. But like, you know, I'm so bad at KSP. The Falcon 9 is such a revolutionary rocket. Okay, now let me go here real quick. Let me open up Discord. I'm gonna see Mark, if Mark can do this right now. Oh my god, bro. Why does Discord start there? I'm gonna text Mark real quick, guys. Okay, Mark might join. I hope he does. Okay. Let me see. Okay. So that's pretty cool, actually. I had no idea they announced that. Oh yeah, this is how we do our thing, our podcasts. It's pretty cool. I wonder if we can do a podcast. Oh, did Discord load up? Alright. Are you kidding me? No, okay, that's really small. Okay, let me call Mark real quick. Come on, Mark, stop questions. Yo, guys, by the way, Mark, market, 1K on YouTube on his personal account. Web, 60% of people viewed it from the web. iPhone, 40%, right? Okay. I don't wanna I already have a premium account. I don't wanna upgrade it. Okay, you know, just so I don't get copyright striked. Okay, let's hope I don't get copyright strikes for playing song, guys. Okay. So today, September 28th, 2019, Elon Musk will be giving us a presentation on Starship, or SpaceX's Starship, the progress and everything. This spacecraft will revolutionize mankind and will bring us to places people have dreamt of. That's actually true, because we always dreamt of going to the moon. People thought that we'll never actually go there, and we did. So, and we will be covering the whole presentation. So I'm sitting here for the next I don't know how long it's gonna be. Probably 2 hours. I'm looking 2 hours. It's looking like it's gonna be 2 hours. Let me just share this everywhere. How loud is this? This isn't even loud. Oh, I'm not even watching the thing live. Oh, I'm so stupid. How loud is my microphone? Hello? Alright, yeah, it's decent. Okay, I'm gonna play my songs again. I don't think you guys can hear my songs, right? Unexpected. All legends fall. Let's go to our website. Black holes. How does rocket work? Propulsion system. Where my songs go? All legends fallen, take it, dilute, on young, living you. We have 16 views today. That's nice. What was our most views? I know, I'm showing you guys everything. Our most views was in June. June was a really good month for us. 773. Instagram 5. Search engines 3. That's actually pretty nice. Search engines, that's nice. Look at all the countries. That's really nice. Alright. Okay. Okay. So. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys some themes. I wanna do a theme which you guys like. Because I feel like you can't really see. Expected last time. I like this, but not modern business. It's just an educational website. This looks nice. Let me see this. Open live demo. I think this might work. Okay, which one do we have right now? I'm gonna see which one we have right now real quick. Okay, Dyad 2. Okay. Where's the one I just found? Shoot. This used to be our old one. Okay, approximately 2. Okay, let's try this. I mean, it doesn't look that bad, right? There should be a picture there. Where design, okay, customize. Okay, okay, I'm gonna new. This is a really good logo, by the way, guys. Alright. What is this supposed to be? 1024 by 1024? Yeah, no, 1048 by 214. Okay, let's try getting a good one. So it's basically wide. Okay, let me sorry guys, you can't see anything. I just need to do this real quick. I don't know what it should be. This looks really nice. I love this one. I'm gonna show you guys after I just change the resolution real quick. This used to be on. This is my wallpaper actually. This is a really good song. It's just still the same. You know, who cares? Let me try it. Okay, I'm just gonna. Alright. So, where's this? This is my favorite picture, guys. One GB picture? Those exist? I'm joking. I mean, that looks nice, right? Let's see. This is going so slow because I'm streaming at the same time. Now, see? Now I have to move. Alright, how do I move this? I have to add pictures to these. Okay, that's some work. But I feel... I don't really want that. I don't think that's gonna work, guys. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. That's not gonna work. We're kids. This is a kid looking up to space and sees a wonder. That's what I see when I look in space. I find the moon a destination, not just the moon, a destination. I really like these. I don't know how to do it. I don't even know how to... Okay. This is so beautiful. We have 12 minutes. I remember when this didn't used to have fins on it. That was like OG. Oh, we have 2 likes on this. Thanks, guys. Okay. This suit is really cool. Who was in this? Starman. 3D printed spacesuit, helmet, touchscreen compatible gloves, flame resistant, hearing protection, single connection. Okay. Alright, guys. So I have an idea. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure if this is gonna work or not. But like, you see, what holds this up? I forgot what they're called. This is clamps, right? But I don't know what the whole building's called. I forgot. Okay. I know what will hold the rocket is the clamps, right? Okay, so what happens, like, just like the landing legs, the clamps automatically go into the rocket and then it goes up, because that would be way cleaner and that would be ideal, I think. I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm not even sure that'll work. It probably won't. It's so beautiful. But you don't see more beautiful? I'm gonna show you guys what's even more beautiful. Alright, where's the other one? Where is it? What was I gonna show you guys? Oh yeah. This is so beautiful. Now this is beautiful. Starship. Imagine how complex these engines are, guys. Everything's like everywhere. Okay. So I'm using 19% of my CPU right now. We're recording at 60 FPS. Drop frames. Okay. We've been live for 20 minutes now. Yo, guys, we have 9 minutes. Where's my mind? Why? Oh, I got 89 views on my story. Alright. Okay, so... Yo, this Starship is supposed to launch from Kennedy Space Center Launch Complex 39A because that honors the Apollo and the first space shuttle, right? I totally did not just read it. I mean, I knew Apollo, but I didn't know space shuttle. phone on charging. I'll be right back, guys. My AirPods are losing connection. Let's go. I need water. I'll get it later. We still got 8 minutes left. Longest complex 40. I wanna read my mind. 1.71 million pounds of thrust up for up to 3 minutes. They're supposed to use what? The Raptor engines, right? Raptor engines. Because Mars has a higher abundance of methane, that's what they're gonna use as fuel, right? I think that was the plan. I forgot. I forget a lot of things really fast. I remember because I watched a documentary on Elon Musk, and that's what happened to him. My music turned off now, so I'm just gonna keep that like that. I'm gonna take my AirPods off for now, and when Mark comes on this, I'm gonna put it on. Okay. Because I don't like wearing wireless things for that long. Okay, I can actually hear everything now. I mean, even though AirPods are noise canceling. Oh yeah, did you guys look at Tech Revolutionized? I'm gonna turn on face cam. Should I? I'm gonna turn on face cam. I mean, I'm gonna turn it off later though. I'm just gonna turn it on for now, just so I can talk. FaceTime HD camera. Come on, turn on. Turn on. Ooh, what's up, guys? Yo, my hair looks on the opposite direction. Don't worry, my hair is actually the opposite way. All right, because it's just a FaceTime HD camera, so everything's gonna look the wrong. So this is my right, but all you guys are gonna see as my left. So that's pretty annoying. That's what happens to front-facing cameras, right? I mean, on the Mac, yeah. See, I'm looking to my left right now. You guys see me looking to my right. Oh my god, my hair. Alright, I might just turn this off. This is not good. Alright, let me just... How much time do we have left? 5 minutes. Oh, 5 minutes? Alright. Alright, let me call Mark real quick. Okay, let me turn off. This makes no sense. Shoot! I turned off the wrong one, guys. Oh, shoot. I forgot. Display capture, right? Yeah. Wrong one. Starship. Okay. Okay, this is gonna look really weird, I think, for you guys. Alright, okay, we're good now. Let's just go here and... Oh, chat's disabled. Alright. Just gonna keep that open. And I'm gonna call Mark, but my phone is there. I'm gonna have to get my phone. Who cares about battery? Okay, now let me call Mark. Oh yeah, I was gonna call Mark. I'm gonna call my Snapchat because I don't think he picks up on his phone. Oh wow, that's our live stream. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, that's just so stupid. Mark, okay. Yo, Mark, you're on live stream right now. When are you joining? Oh yeah, yo, Mark's playing Minecraft, guys. Okay,
Wait, did he just leave? Oh, he died. Okay, I have to go. I'll see you later.
Wait, me?
No, not you.
Oh. Oh yeah, Mark was playing Minecraft with his friends. Oh my god. I don't like doing this. I mean, only if you won't be able to hear him. Hear him. That was a nice voice crack. We have 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Let's not put it in full screen now. Because I don't know what else to do. I can't even put it in full screen. Oh, he's calling. Yo, Mark. Yo, welcome to the live stream. Wait, hold on. Let me see if you can hear. I'm gonna go on my phone. Mark, we're gonna be sitting here for the next 2 hours.
What?
I mean, I don't know. I forgot. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how long it is. I tried searching that up online, but I couldn't figure out how. Okay. Okay, now let me connect my AirPods to this and wait. Do you hear yourself double? Yo, Mark, can you speak right now?
No.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we can't hear you double. So Discord is not working. I don't know. We also have to fix that on the podcast.
Dude. Okay, share your screen. Share your screen.
All right. My Mac is on so much load. You're gonna kill it. No, wrong screen.
Oh my gosh, why do I see double?
You're gonna see double everything.
I just need to see your OBS. Just show me your OBS.
You my OBS? All right.
I just need your OBS.
Why?
It gives the OBS. I need. You have to add the desktop audio. You don't have desktop audio. You only have.
Oh yeah, shoot! I know how to add it.
You want to add it?
I forgot about that, Mark. Chill, bro. Well, actually, it doesn't even let me.
Right click it.
Right click what?
What's it called? You know the space underneath the mic audio in. Like,
Oh yeah, the same way you add the sources, right?
Yeah, and then what does it say?
It's
what does it say? Why is it spazzing out?
because like my Mac's like overheating. Nah, it's fine because we can hear it through the speakers. It sounds better like that. It sounds better like that.
Okay.
I was about to close my OBS. All right, let me start sharing my screen before my Mac shuts down. Yo, we're waiting for SpaceX now. Let's go. Come on, start the live stream. Come on. Yo, you know Apple was like 2 minutes late.
Really?
Yeah. That sucks. Come on, Apple.
Oh wait, I know how you do it. Go into your settings, go into audio. It says desktop audio device.
Yeah, I know. It says disabled, and I can't choose anything else for that.
Oh really?
Hold on, time out.
Not even default.
Yeah, I know. I said this. All right. Okay. I was just looking at. I have 2 live streams open. I have the SpaceX live stream and our live stream open, just so I can see everything. Why is my OBS not fully there?
Yo, should I like live stream and tell all my viewers to go to this live stream?
I mean, if you want to with your Pentium processor, go ahead.
I mean, hey bro, my Pentium processor's lit. Don't believe me about it.
I know, right?
It's so lit.
Yeah, actually, you should.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I just need to switch accounts.
Okay, I'm gonna empty my trash real quick.
Yeah, bro.
Why is my mouse sensitivity so slow? I mean, I use it on the highest, but it's too slow for me.
This is my first time. Oh, I actually think. Never mind. That's stupid.
Why is this loading?
Okay, mine is being.
Yo, did you hear those fireworks?
Dude, I thought there were gunshots.
I thought we were gonna die.
Me too. Dude, then I heard what's it called?
Are you kidding me? They delayed it 12 minutes.
Oh,
This is worse than Apple.
now I have more time to what's it called?
Play
To,
Minecraft.
live stream. Dude, what's it called? After I heard the fireworks or whatever, I heard beeping, so I thought it was a shot.
I thought we were gonna die.
Same. I'm like, oh no, what's happening?
We're gonna die, baby.
Yo guys, the world ended.
Wait, how do I add tags to this?
Wait, it's a PDF. What?
Oh, I'm gonna go add what's that called?
What do you mean? That's not a PDF. No way. Get that poop out of here.
Are you putting a thumbnail for it?
Yeah, what's it called? Oh, this is what is it called?
Yo, I hate the new YouTube Studio Beta. It's so bad. Oh, yo, we got 68 views on our news one.
Really? No one's watching the stream.
I mean, I don't really care. This is gonna be for 2 hours. Let's see how many viewers we can get. And I sent it to all my Snapchat. I have like 300 people added on Snapchat. I'm so dumb.
You're smart.
I know, right?
Okay, YouTube, your streaming is poop.
Oh, let's go. I didn't even get any
Huh?
Oh no, 2 people are watching right now. I can see.
Great title.
It's been 39 minutes. Okay, where's the tags? Where can I put tags? Cards. I'm not gonna add a card. I'm not annoying. Who else is watching, bro?
No one.
No, it says on my thing that my stream, analytics right now, that 2 people are live watching. One is me, because I'm looking at it from my thing. I mean, I'm not even looking at it right now.
And what is me?
What?
And what is me?
Wait, why did I name my Space Ideas Revolutionized live stream? Space X
ID.
announcing. Oh, did I set up donations on YouTube? I should do that.
No.
SpaceX announcing Starship progress. Hosted by. Wait, should I put hosted by us? Or. What do I put?
I don't really know. But like right now I'm trying to.
Let's see how. Yeah, my Mac's definitely not. Its aluminum is definitely not on fire.
Yeah.
I'm put with iPuggy.
With iPuggy. Get the next reviews.
Yo, that's actually facts. Oh my god, I'm having voice cracks.
Dude, Bryce, or what's it called? He was like talking about like with Diamond Crush Pug or something. He's like diss track on Diamond Crush Pug, and literally when you searched on my YouTube channel, literally that's like the 5th thing.
Haha.
I didn't have my name in the title. Okay, now I'm just gonna go get a black screen.
Yo, I think my Mac's dead.
Yo, bro, why are you using your PC?
What? No, I can't because that's really annoying. I hate everything.
That's a common problem in everybody's life.
Bro, I'm not following you on TikTok. Stop. Accept my request on TikTok, please. Okay, I'll accept it. Yo.
Chris.
All legends fall into me.
They're not all red. And violets will never be blue. And whatever happens, you'll never love me the way that I love you. Chris, they're not all red.
Are you kidding me?
Violets will never be blue. And whatever happens, you'll never love me the way that I love you. Chris, they're not all red.
Yo, I'm getting tired already. And I've been streaming for 42 minutes. Wait, should I go live on my other account, on my other channel too? Oh, let's try it. I'll actually do that. I'll do it from my phone. Or my iPad. Or my PC.
Why is it white? Oh, that's why.
Where is it? Oh, I still didn't change the name of my other account. Go live. OMG, OMG. What do you mean I do not require the eligible 7 minutes 20 seconds. Let's go, boys. Texas SpaceX chief engineer and CEO Elon Musk will provide an update on the design and development of Starship. SpaceX Starship and Super Heavy launch vehicle is a fully rapidly reusable transportation system designed to carry both crew and cargo to Earth, orbit the Moon, Mars, and anywhere else in the solar system. On Saturday, September 28th, at a launch facility. Okay. I like how they knew everything's gonna be late because you can watch the event live at approximately. 2 people are still watching. Okay, that one is me.
The other one's me.
Okay, video output low. It's what do you mean low? It's 1080p, 60 frames. My room's on fire. I'm dying in here. I should go turn on the AC.
Okay. Hello. Okay. Wait. Okay. Wait, do you guys hear me? Hello? Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Fortnite God, do you know how to make an intro for your videos? Yes, I do. There's a thing. It's a thing. Okay.
Market started.
Yes, there's people watching.
Never mind. Only says SpaceX. Oh, there's people watching.
Yes, I know. I do too.
Yo, I just ran.
Yo, we have people.
OMG, sub to iPuggy.
Yo, you know these people came from iPuggy, right?
Hey, no duh.
5 people watching now.
Yo, you guys want to drop a sub and look at the website? Let's go.
Oh, okay. So space.blog or space Ideas Revolutionized.home.blog. Oh, someone just sped out. Oh, Galaxy Girl, don't make people feel bad. Don't make people leave the stream.
Fortnite can go die in a hole.
I mean, that is kind of.
Okay, I should put us on full screen now, can I?
I don't know, probably.
Okay, I can.
Just do it.
It just says SpaceX.
Alright, I'm gonna wait, hold on. I'm gonna mute my mic on Discord and I'm just gonna hear it on my stream. Hold on.
Oh my god. Oh, let me put something. I spelled everyone wrong. Are you kidding me?
How? How do you spell everyone?
I forgot the E. No way. I'm so dumb.
Dude, Yeah, we're both typing on the. Yeah, we're both typing on the S.I.R.
Message retracted. What do you mean message retracted?
That was me.
It's been 48 minutes this has been live for.
Hey, bro, I got my nerds, okay? I mean not nerds, I got my boys. Wait, I have
Hold on, did I put this on my...
where can I message? Text, bot, channels. I'm just gonna do that. Wait, can people like post links?
What?
People posted links before. Wait, hold on, I'm in a Discord right now. I'm gonna like post a link. I don't know if there's any like places to actually like.
What do you mean not live?
What do you mean not live? It's
I mean,
live.
it still says SpaceX, whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Oh, free speech?
We have 4.5 messages per minute.
That's lit.
Yo! The power of 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, I just got messaged. Oh.
That we're live streaming right now?
Probably, I don't know. I don't want to get banned from these Discords, but like. Oh, I can post here.
Oh yeah.
I can.
We are live streaming right now.
Oh, shameless plug. Boom.
No, are you kidding me? I just pasted a whole entire post on Discord. Okay, where's the... I definitely did not just burp.
That's lit.
You spelled revolutionize wrong. Really, Mark?
I mean, what?
I just found proof that 1 equals 2.
Oh my god. Revolit.
Nice.
I mean, it is lit.
Oh, we should make that. I'm joking.
Space ideas Revolit.
Revolit.
Like his YouTube name. So yeah. Oh, he changed his name. Oh, he's a lit.
Bryce the stick bot.
That's kind of lit.
OMG, I'm making a Snapchat post.
No one. Snapchat post.
Okay, let's hope Elon Musk just talks for 5 minutes and then the thing is over. That's not happening because when he's gonna be talking about going to Mars, the plans for SpaceX, the plans for Starship,
Instant stutter.
that's not happening in like 2 minutes. You're the same guy, no, yeah. Is it the same guy?
Oh.
Bryce is stickbot, Fortnite God 223. My 223s.
Alright, let's see. Are they the same people?
Okay, I think if there's 3 people watching, they're probably bored.
Alright, so we have right. Oh, they are the same.
Guys,
people.
if you are bored, you can always watch. You can also listen to the podcast.
Anchor makes it really easy for anyone.
No, not the advertisement.
I know. Yesterday's podcast.
Yeah, the podcast.
It was pretty weird just talking to myself. Basically, that's what you can listen to the podcast. Yeah, we're gonna try fixing it. So.
I still didn't fix it.
Thanks, guys.
You still didn't fix it.
Yeah, because OBS is not letting me.
I think
I can't do anything about that.
I think it's around like 8:45 p.m.
Alright, so basically,
Elon
Link
Musk
is
will be giving his
lagging.
presentation on
The what is logging?
We're gonna be doing that live on YouTube.
I don't know why, but my stream is lagging. But it's fine. I'm running. It's fine.
I think that happens when you have a Pentium.
No, I meant like this literally never happened before.
OMG, Mark, can you figure out what this is?
AirPods.
Yo, I can do the same thing you're doing, huh? You wanna go? Mark, you wanna go?
Oh, you wanna go? Oh, you
No,
wanna
I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go. I don't wanna go. Chill.
Entertainment. You're mean, and I got 11 subscribers, and you don't.
You're mean, and I got 11 subscribers. Yo, guys, chill. This is a science channel.
Chill. And also the.
And I
Wait, what
love
the
my
heck?
223s.
Oh my gosh! Now one person is watching. What do? You make them mad.
No, it says 2.
It says 1.
Bro, here, let me send you a pic real quick. I'm looking at the live thing. You can barely see the 2, but whatever.
Dude, why are 3 people watching my stream? That's literally just a black sign. It's literally just black.
It's entertainment.
Hi, iPuggy. I'm a fan. If you're a fan,
Click the link in bio.
link in desk. Hi, iPuggy. I'm fan.
Yo. And I love my 223s.
Anyone want some quality Minecraft gameplay?
It's been 55 minutes. Just watch.
Just watch it like not happen.
They're probably gonna do it in the next like 10 days. Yo, Mark, I'm about to send you quality, Android quality, alright?
Very informational people watching.
Yeah, you're gonna learn a lot if you click the link in the bio. Oh, wait, never mind. No, I don't have the. Oh my god, I don't have our website in the bio. I'm so stupid.
Oh my gosh, there's 6 people watching. Hello?
Oh my god, iPuggy!
What?
iPuggy coming in clutch.
iPuggy is coming. Sub to iPuggy.
Yo.
Sub to iPuggy my tea. Imagine.
That's Darren. That's Darren.
That's Darren for you.
Yo, that's the only reason you got 1K. I'm joking. How many people are right now? I don't know. I'm not looking at it right now. I'm trying to just find the description where I can. Okay, now let me go to upload defaults, and now let me link everything in the bio.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like link people to stream in my Discord. I'm just gonna send this.
Okay, I did it.
to-
Oh, 5 people are watching right now.
Nice.
Okay, everyone, click the links in the description if you're looking at this, because you can go to our Instagram, Twitter, a website. We also have Facebook, but no one uses Facebook.
No one uses Facebook. Well, I hear myself. Put that away.
Put what away?
I don't want to hear myself. Why do I hear myself? No.
Oh, because my speakers are loud. I'm gonna put on my AirPods. But no, but if I put on my AirPods...
I don't want to hear myself.
Nah, but if I put on my AirPods, then the desktop audio won't come in. How much time is left? What is this? 245 million views. Yo, all we have to do is go on Reddit, and then once we go on Reddit, it's gonna blow up.
We're just like spamming people. I just noticed I literally have no friends on Discord. And if they do, all of them are offline.
Yo, Mark, GTA or COD?
Probably COD because I never played GTA. No, I did. That's a lie.
What? You probably played GTA 1. Yo.
No, that's a lie. I played GTA 5 on what's his name? On Robbie's thing.
I need a life. Okay, now let me just enter chat real quick. I'm about to enter chat. Subscribe to me and my brothers. Hide. Everyone click in that link I just put in the top chat. I mean the chat.
Clicky that.
I was DM'd on Discord. Hi. Wow. The power of Mark. Yo, we're about to hit an hour.
What's up, Spady? How you doing?
Subscribe to the channel and look at the website
Yo.
and download the app which is coming out in the next year.
You a lit boy or girl, whatever you are.
Sup? Yo, we should start doing these more.
I mean, I'm just gonna have to keep helping you out, but it's whatever. I need a channel.
Wait, you're looking at live chat?
Dude, I'm looking at my chat and your chat, so... I mean, our
Oh,
chat.
7 people are watching.
7?
Yeah. Let me see how many subscribers we have right now.
Alright, if I do this, is it going to be on Space Ideas or is it going to be on Hub? It's on Space Ideas.
Okay, no one subscribed.
I mean...
Guys, drop a like.
Drop a subscribe. Get us to 30 subs.
Yo, hit an hour. No, 6 people are watching this live stream. I see 7. I see 5 now.
Oh my gosh, where is everybody? Come back! You're desperate.
I mean, when is this even starting? Ooh, guys, enjoy that music.
Is the music my keyboard and mouse sound?
No, the SpaceX actually has music going on right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's probably copyrighted. You're probably about to get kicked down.
Oh, no. Okay, wait. I'm going to try figuring out that OBS thing. Oh, I don't think you can add anything to your mic while you're streaming. Shoot.
What do you mean? What do you mean add anything to your mic?
I mean, you can't add anything to your the mixer while you're streaming.
Yeah, you can.
I don't think you can.
Alright, let me try it.
Alright.
So let me go to audio, and then let's just say I'm gonna make another. Hey, you can. I just did it.
Yo, then why is it not working for me?
I don't know. I have like 8 microphones now.
Audio, desktop audio disabled. What do you mean disabled? Give me it, bro.
Thank you for supporting my brother in his stream. Look at chat. Look at chat.
Elon Musk! Yo! Elon Musk, you're immediately recruited as the CEO.
Dude, that's not even me, bro. I'll share my screen on Discord right now.
I mean, nah, I believe you. Elon Musk.
That's not even me, bro.
Elon Musk, let's go.
Elon Musk is here. Thank you for supporting my brother.
Where else can I post this? Oh, it started! It started!
Oh, it did?
Yeah. Let's go, guys. Oh my god, it's the Starship!
I hear clapping.
That's me. Look at all those people, bruh. Yo, I want to be there so bad. That's Elon Musk.
Elon That's so thick.
I have to lower your mic volume real quick.
Yeah, do that. Yo, why is he in London?
Make yourself louder, Ilana.
Most inspiring thing that I've ever seen. And I'd just like to thank the SpaceX team and the suppliers and the people of Brook Cheek and Brownsville.
Mark, lower your volume.
Just like, wow, what an incredible job by such a great team to build this incredible vehicle. So it's like, first of all, I want to start that.
Yo, that's a Falcon 1 right next to the Starship.
I'm just so proud.
My brother is very
Such a
happy.
great
Look at
team.
him.
And it's really ripping here, by the way. If you're watching this online, it is like it is really windy.
SpaceX supports you now. 7 people watching. What the heck?
The point of this this presentation and this event, it is really there are two elements to it. One is to inspire the public, get people excited about our future in space, and get people fired up about the future. There are so many things to worry about, so many things to be concerned about. There are many troubles in the world, of course, and these are important, and we need to solve them. But we also need things that make us excited to be alive, that make us glad to wake up in the morning, and be fired up about the future.
Yo, I love this guy, no homo.
The future's gonna be great, and this space exploration is one of those things.
Look how big it is! Oh my god!
Stars. This is one of the things that I know makes
Oh
me
my
glad to be alive,
god,
makes
bro!
me glad to be alive. It's one of the best things.
Let's go to Mars and back like 8 times.
This really, we're faced with a choice. Which future do you want? Do you want the future where we become a spacefaring civilization and are in many worlds
Dude,
and are out there among the stars, or one where we are forever
Oh shoot, guys.
confined to Earth? And I say it is the first. And I hope you agree with me. Yeah.
I agree!
So what the first the critical breakthrough that's needed for us to become a spacefaring civilization is to make space travel like air travel. So with air travel, when you fly a plane, you
The
fly
interplanetary
at
system.
the risk of stating the obvious,
right now I'm
any mode of transport, whether it's a plane, a car, a horse, a bicycle, is reusable.
it's
You
about
use that mode of transport many
It's
times.
gonna be like 100.
And if you had to
Okay.
get a new plane every time you flew somewhere, and even have 2 planes for a return journey, very few people could afford to fly. Or if you could use a car
we have
only
so many
once,
tags that
very few people could afford to drive a
tag
car.
them out.
So the critical breakthrough that's necessary is a rapidly reusable orbital rocket. This is basically the holy grail of space, and the fundamental thing that's required. And it is a very hard thing to do. It's only barely possible with the physics of Earth. I mean, if Earth's gravity was a little heavier, it would be impossible. And if Earth's gravity was a little lighter, it would be quite easy. So we're really right on the cusp of what is physically possible. So in order to create a rapidly reusable rocket and fully reusable orbital rocket, you have to have engines that have incredibly high specific
The Raptor engine!
Are
The
extremely
Raptor!
efficient. You need to have a structure that is also incredibly mass efficient, and then that all needs to come back to the launch pad and be able to be refilled with propellant and flown again very quickly, just like an aircraft. So it's just because of the physics of
The Raptor engine, by the way.
being quite a deep gravity well and having quite a thick atmosphere. This is a tough but not impossible thing. But it is the most fundamental thing. So with SpaceX, we started out 17 years ago, and the first rocket we designed was the Falcon 1, which was that guy right there. So, yeah.
Hey! Yo, they succeeded on their 4th try, bro.
Stage separation.
Separation confirmed.
So Falcon 1, we thought, we Falcon 1.
Is it frozen? No way.
We
that's not
started
frozen.
very naive.
Oh.
The reason, I should say, the reason
that's frozen.
September 28th.
Nah, it's not anymore.
This is the 11th anniversary of the first time SpaceX reached orbit. So 11 years ago today, SpaceX made orbit for the first time.
This is way too good. This is so emotional.
It was actually
Yeah, bro, having
that launch had not succeeded, the SpaceX.
Mark, where are the
was
viewers
SpaceX.
going?
That was all. I
don't
ran out of
know.
money.
What the heck?
There were no more
There's
investors.
none. That's because I stopped streaming.
And that would have been
They
it.
think-
So if
think
that
it's over.
fourth launch had not succeeded,
Start streaming
that would be
again.
perfect. Unfortunately, fate smiled on us that day, and we made it to orbit.
Is that stainless steel or aluminum?
That was a hot thing.
Both.
Imagine, yo, that's actually pretty nice.
We were very naive, obviously very naive on many levels back then.
Now there's two
Because
people.
we did actually try to recover the first stage. So the first stage had a parachute on it, and we thought, okay, we'll just pop the parachute when it comes back into the atmosphere, and then it'll.
That's
land
not
in the
happening.
ocean
We're
or
gonna land them.
Fish it out of the ocean with a boat. This does not work.
Does
So
not work.
and I actually remember getting mad at the parachute supplier, like, yeah, your parachute didn't work. Like, no, it wasn't their fault.
No.
When the rocket comes in from space, it's coming in. That first stage is coming in like, Mach 10 to 12, and it hits the atmosphere like it's a concrete wall, and boom. So.
Someone just looked back.
Orient the rocket carefully. You have to have aerodynamic surfaces. You have to do an entry burn to slow it down. You've got to guide it through the atmosphere.
Oh, we have to link our podcast in the description too.
This took us many attempts, and we actually did like a video, a blooper reel of all the times we failed, which was a lot. I think it might have taken us like 14 attempts or something.
I have that blooper reel. I'll show you guys after this. Remind me.
So we go on to the next slide.
I know, right?
This is Grasshopper. That's actually Falcon 9. It's hard to tell the scale, but that's a Falcon 9 size booster with one engine and big legs with giant shock absorbers. So we didn't know what
Okay, my changes are being saved.
Now, amazingly, Grasshopper had
I'm not even gonna look at that.
zero
Oh!
crashes. Grasshopper is still alive.
Flag.
I know. A lot of ear rape.
The cows are confused.
A lot of ear rape.
And now there's 4 people watching. What the heck is this? It's going on to one. So the cows! The cows!
Yo.
The cows!
The cows are actually the actual real ones in this live video. I'm joking. I'm joking.
All the cows.
Yeah. So
It's a KFC, right?
that was they have Falcon 1. What you saw there was a Falcon 9 size vehicle, and then what's really kind of hard to grasp
We got a new subscriber.
is that this giant ship
Let's go.
will do
That
the
means
same
we have
thing that
30 now.
Grasshopper did.
31 now.
So this thing is going to take off, flying to 65,000 feet, about 20 kilometers, and come back. And
Elon Musk, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out the website. It's all for you, Elon Musk. Please tell Elon I love him.
It's really going to be pretty epic to see that thing take off and come back. And then, hopefully, yeah.
Dude, everyone left my stream also, and I stopped streaming. Then I went back to streaming. And then
I love them. 2, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's wild. So
will do.
now there's
Thanks, Alana.
quite radical. I'll talk
I
about
love
it
you,
in
man.
the presentation.
Girl.
This is quite a new approach to controlling
Who's texting me, bro?
controlling a rocket.
Gone.
Much more akin to a skydiver than a plane. But I'll talk about that later. So going from Falcon 1 to Falcon 9 to Falcon Heavy, which we launched. Actually, the first launch of Falcon Heavy was only February of last year. So it's only been about a year and a half since the first Falcon Heavy launch, where we did 2 side-by-side booster landings. And I always like this video that was done by my friend Jonah. It's a god-awful song of bad to the girl with the mousy hair, but her mommy is yelling no,
Ad.
and her daddy has told her to go, but her friend is nowhere to be seen. Now she walks through her sunken dream,
Mark, shut up.
What?
Shh. See, I want to watch these. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, it blew up. Come on. Revolutionary, bro.
6 people watching with my staff.
Shh.
Yeah, I never thought that would happen actually. Glad that it did. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, like some people wonder like why do we have the roadster with the astronauts, starman? And it actually just came from discussion of my friend Jonas. I was at a
I know.
normally when they do a rocket launch, they launch a rocket concrete, but doesn't sound very inspiring. So what do you think the most sort of fun thing is that we could launch? And he was like, well, why don't you just launch a Tesla? And that's a great idea. And then another friend of mine, he said, why don't you put a tiny Tesla on the dashboard? So we put a tiny Tesla on the dashboard with a tiny straw man in the tiny Tesla. This is just to confuse the aliens in the future. They're like, what the heck is this? So yeah, just worth something to capture the imagination, get people excited about space. So let's see, Starship. So this is, you can really see it right there, obviously. There's a picture, or a rendering. It's about 50 meters, so, sort of 165 feet or so.
Yo, do you hear all that wind?
Yeah,
So what the heck is that?
the ship, I think, actually, I noticed we have an error in our ship dry mass here. My apologies. I wish it was 85 tons. The ship dry mass would be approximately 120 tons. The initial Mark 1 prototype is closer to 200 tons, and in series production, I think it'll probably be about 120 tons. If we get really lucky, it might get down to 110. 99 would be super epic. But in terms of its usefulness, it'll be able to do about 150 tons with full reusability to orbit and back. So this is a very big number for full reusability. The very initial versions we're confident will do over 100 tons, but I think there's a clear path to 150 tons. And the cost of a fully reusable system is basically the cost of the propellant, which is mostly oxygen. This is 3.5 tons of oxygen for every 1 ton of fuel. So one of the advantages of this architecture over the Falcon architecture is that we actually use more oxygen per unit of fuel rather than less. So Merlin or the Falcon architecture is about 2.5 tons of oxygen for every 1 ton of fuel. This is 3.5 tons of oxygen for every 1 ton of fuel. So when this descends, it's really mostly liquid oxygen. Because when you get to vacuum, there's no air, basically. Next slide. Earlier I was talking about how Starship enters and how it's controlled. It's quite different from anything else. It's really falling. And so we're doing a controlled fall. So with a rocket, you're actually trying to brake, as opposed to you're trying to create drag instead of lift. It's really the opposite of an aircraft. You want the most amount of drag that you can produce. And you want some lift, especially when you're in the upper atmosphere, mostly so that you can control the maximum heating rate. You want enough lift to keep yourself high in the low density portion of the atmosphere, so you can burn off velocity, and then but then basically it goes like if this is the Earth, it goes at about a 60 degree. My hand is the rocket. It's going at about 60 degrees. So when in orbit, you're actually going at around 25 times the speed of sound, horizontal to the ground. So this is a very important concept that is counterintuitive to our normal daily life. Being in orbit, being in 0G, is not about altitude, it's about velocity. How fast are you going horizontally? This doesn't. So when something's in orbit, it's zooming around the Earth so fast that the outward radial acceleration is equal to the inward acceleration of gravity, and then you have zero gravity. This is why you actually have zero gravity. The space station, people often think the space station is stationary, but it's actually going around the world at 25 times the speed of sound, or about 17,000 miles an hour. It always looks stationary in the pictures. And since there's no air, you don't have to have an aerodynamic structure. So you can be a totally crazy structure that doesn't look like it should be able to go at 25 times the speed of sound, but it does. And you can only feel acceleration, you can't feel velocity. So people sometimes wonder, what does it feel like to go at 25 times the speed of sound? Actually, it feels like nothing. Only accelerating to there feels like something. So the Starship is coming in. This platform is the Earth. It's coming in at hypersonic velocity like this, sort of at around a 60-degree angle. So it comes like this, and then starts falling, and then just falls like a skydiver, and it's just controlling itself, and then it turns and lands like that. So
Imagine how hard that's gonna be.
incredibly elaborate explanation. And then you can get a sense for it. This is much better. There you go. See? Same thing.
Oh my god.
The better the hand? Okay.
He's laughing too much.
It would look totally nuts to see that thing land. Yeah. That'd be crazy. Wow. Cool. So let's see. Talk about the Raptor engine. So the ship will have a total of 6 engines, 3 of the sea level variety of Raptor, and those are actually on the rocket right now. So we have the 3 sea level. In fact, that's a picture.
That's beautiful.
Just inside that skirt, that's what it looks like. So we've got the 3 sea level Raptor engines, and they gimbal, which means that the whole engine moves. So the way a rocket steers is by moving the entire engine. So whereas an aircraft engine is static, and you move by moving like the control surfaces, like the ailerons and rudder, and elevator, and flaps. The rocket, when the engines are powered, you move the entire engine to steer it. But so the Starship will have 3 sea level engines that move up to about 15 degrees angle, and 3 vacuum engines that are optimized for efficiency that will not move. So they will be just fixed in place. And that allows us to have the biggest bell nozzle for the vacuum Raptor engines. Aspirationally, the target is a 380-second ISP for the vacuum engine. This is a very, in sort of space geek terms, this is like really a great number. And even for the sea level engines to get over a 350-second ISP is also really great. So, actually, yeah, sorry, I'm looking at the slide here, you're not. So that's what I meant by it looks like that on the inside. Sorry, get back one slide. That's the inside of the Starship right now. So that's what it looks like with the base. All right, then heat shield. So, we've gone through various iterations of heat shield. There's a lot of ways to skin the cat here. Ultimately, we decided to have heat shield hexagonal tiles, ceramic tiles that are basically like a tiny glass vermicelli at a microstructure level. So very, very light, but very crack resistant, essentially glass tiles. And they're, because Starship is a steel construction, like at first it feels like, oh, it's steel, does that mean it's heavy? No, actually it's the lightest construction. Steel is the best thing, I think the best thing about, best design decision on this whole thing is a 301 stainless steel. Because at cryogenic temperatures, a 301 stainless actually has about the same effective strength as an advanced composite or aluminum lithium. Unlike most steels, which get brittle at low temperature, 301 stainless gets much stronger. And if it's in the extra hot condition, meaning it's cold rolled to extra hot condition, it also gets way stronger. So its strength to weight ratio at cryogenic temperatures is equivalent or even perhaps slightly better than advanced composites or aluminum lithium. So this is not well appreciated, because if you just look at the materials manual and say, like, what is the strength of stainless steel, it looks much weaker than it is. You say, what is the strength at cryogenic temperature? Oh, much stronger. Or, at very low temperature, almost twice as strong. That's when it becomes better than carbon fiber or aluminum lithium. And there's another benefit. It also has a high melting temperature. So for a reusable ship, you're coming in like a meteor. You want something that does not melt at a low temperature. You want something that melts at a high temperature. And this is where steel is extremely good as well. So it's, steel has a melting temperature around sort of 1,500 degrees centigrade, whereas aluminum, maybe 300 or 400 degrees. And same thing for carbon fiber, and that's really pushing it. This is having that much higher melting temperature means that you don't need any shielding on the leeward side of the ship when it comes in for entry. And the shielding you need on the windward side, the hot side, is massively reduced, because the thickness of the tile is actually, for a reusable system, is dependent on what back shell temperature, like how hot does the back of the tile that interfaces with the airframe get. And because the steel can take a much higher temperature, your heat shield, even on the windward side, is much lighter. The net effect is that a 301 stainless steel rocket is actually the lightest possible reusable architecture. Then it comes to cost. The carbon fiber we were using was $130 a ton. The steel is $2,500 a ton. Sorry. Yeah, 25. The $130,000 a ton versus $2,500 a ton. That makes more sense. So it's $130,000 a ton for the carbon fiber, and $2,500 a ton for the steel. So the steel is about 2% of the cost of the carbon fiber. So it's a good thing we changed from carbon fiber to steel, by far. And very easy to weld stainless steel. The evidence being that we welded it outdoors without a factory. So,
Ooh, that's nice.
Great skills by the team, but with carbon fiber this is impossible. With aluminum lithium, also impossible. But steel is is easy to weld, and it is resilient to the elements. And also, actually, as talking to Austin earlier, say like on Mars, you can like cut that up, you can weld it, you can modify it, no problem. Yeah, that's a good point. You're out there on the moon or Mars. You want something that you can modify, that you can cut up and use for other things. That's like for sure a great thing. So anyway, steel. Obviously, I'm in love with steel. It's it's time. Had to say it. So great. So let's see. Going on to the booster. So the booster is designed to take up to 37 Raptor engines. I'm not sure if we'll go that high, but you can really have a 31. I think like the minimum number you'd want is maybe around 24. But the booster is designed to be able to take multiple engines out. So you can actually add or subtract engines as you'd like. You basically just need a lot of force pushing up. Over time, I think you probably want around a 7,500 ton force rocket, which is about twice the thrust of a Saturn V, a little more than twice the thrust.
That's so much.
And on a roughly 5,000 ton gross liftoff mass. So for roughly 1.5 thrust to weight. For a reusable rocket, you actually want a high thrust to weight rather than with an expendable rocket where you want a low thrust to weight. Because any thrust to weight below 1 is not useful. Like if you have less thrust than your weight, you don't move. So you actually want a high thrust to weight for a reusable rocket. This is a very important design optimization change. So that's why I think more engines is probably good, and getting up to around 7,500 tons over time, and a 1.5 thrust to weight ratio, or more. So we think we're probably going to adjust the grid fin design to be kind of like more of like a diamond shape. It looks cooler. It works better too. And then the rear fins are actually just legs. So they're not needed for stabilization or guidance. They're essentially there for legs. All right, so let's go into some of the development testing. This is a Raptor firing.
That happens in Texas, by the way. Near the building facility in Boca Chica.
All right, and then obviously we had a Raptor fire on the Star Hopper. Yeah. It's kind of hard to see to appreciate scale, but it's the same diameter as Starship, and obviously it's just right over there. So it's kind of hard to tell if it's the size of a trash can or how big it is. But it's about the body diameter is about 9 meters or 30 feet, not including the leg span. So this gives you a sense of size. So the little pixels there, little pixels are a human.
That's from Star Wars.
And then there's the hopper next to it, the Millennium Falcon for comparison. Then Starship, which is what you see before you, and then that's what it's will look like with the full stack, which is almost 2.5 times as tall as this vehicle. This simulation will give you a sense of the scale of things.
It's so windy there in Texas right now where they're giving the presentation.
It slightly reminds me of the scene from Spaceballs. establishing a city, to establish a city on the moon or Mars. This is a vital step. To Mars. Exactly. A rapidly reusable orbital launcher or rocket is, it says a rapidly reusable rocket is required for alliteration. For getting a breakthrough in cost of access to space, that you don't throw the rockets away every flight. But another key step is refilling on orbit, so that the Starship can get to orbit with, let's say, 150 tons of payload for the moon or Mars or beyond. And then it can get tankered to fill up its propellant tanks, and so that it can depart from low Earth orbit with 1,200 tons of propellant. This is a very big thing, so that your delta velocity is enough to transport literally 150 tons to the surface of the moon or Mars. With full reusability and orbital refilling, which is essentially, the orbital refilling is actually a simplified version of what SpaceX does in docking with the space station. So it's actually harder to dock with the space station than it is to do orbital refilling. But in practicing in docking with the space station, SpaceX has also learned how to rendezvous and dock in orbit in a complex environment. So this is one of the other critical pieces of the puzzle needed to establish a base on the moon and Mars, a city ultimately. Um, and yeah, so those are the critical ingredients. So we think it would be very exciting to have a base on the moon, even if it's just a science base. That we have, for example, we have a base at Antarctica. Many countries have bases in Antarctica for science research, and this would be an incredible area of research. So whether or not people want to live on the moon, there's definitely a lot of science to be done. And I think this is close as well. So that would be quite exciting to do. And then, of course, we can go to other places in the solar system, like Saturn. But the critical thing that we need to focus on, I think, is
Saturn.
the fastest path to a self-sustaining city on Mars. This is the fundamental thing. As far as we know, we're the only consciousness or the only life that's out there. There might be other life, but we've seen no signs of it. And people often ask me, what do you know about the aliens and that? I'm like, man, I tell you, I'm pretty sure I'd know. If there were aliens. I have not seen any sign of aliens. So like, well, is the military hiding aliens in Area 51 or something? That's a popular meme. Well, let me tell you, the fastest way to increase defense funding would be to bring out, like, hey, we found an alien. People are like, more money for defense, definitely. This is guaranteed. That would be like on display in 2 seconds. So, the reality is, as far as we know, this is the only place, at least in this part of the galaxy or in the Milky Way, where there is consciousness. And it's taken a long time for us to get to this point. According to the geological records, Earth's been around for about 4.5 billion years, although it was mostly molten magma for about 500 million years. So, but still, several billion years with at least bacterial life and multicellular life for several hundred million years. But here's the interesting part, like the sun is gradually getting hotter and bigger. And over time, even in the absence of global warming, man-made stuff, the sun will expand and it will overheat the Earth.
The stream is right now buffering, but it'll be fine soon.
This is on human time scales. This is a long time, but there's only several hundred million years left. That's all we got. Okay, several hundred million years. But thought of from an evolutionary standpoint, basically, if it took an extra 10% longer for conscious life to evolve on Earth, it wouldn't evolve at all, because it would have been incinerated by the sun. So what I'm saying is that it appears that consciousness is a very rare and precious thing, and we should take whatever steps we can to preserve the light of consciousness. And the window has been opened. Only now, after 4.5 billion years, is that window open. That's a long time to wait, and it might not stay open for long. I'm pretty optimistic by nature, but there's some chance that window will not be open for long. And I think we should become a multi-planet civilization while that window is open. And if we do, I think the probable outcome for Earth is even better, because then Mars could help Earth one day. And so I think we should really do our very best to become a multi-planet species and to extend consciousness beyond Earth, and we should do it now. Thank you. Thank you.
5 minutes, so please hang out and hang tight. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please sit tight. We're going to be doing a Q&A session with Elon in just 5 minutes. Please stick around.
Yo, I would love to do that, a Q&A section with Elon. Mark wants to go get something to eat. We'll be right back.
Any questions? So, yeah.
Hi, Elon. Irene Klotz with Aviation Week. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Thank you for the overview. Can you tell us a little bit more details about the flight test program for this and the Mark II?
Actually, can we just turn the music off? I can't quite hear because there's music playing. Oh, excellent. No, I'm sorry. Could you probably just say that again?
Yes, thank you. Can you talk a little bit more details about the flight test program for both this Mark I and the Mark II vehicle in Florida, and what the progression is to get to orbital flight and then a test flight or a commercial mission with the full vehicle?
Sure.
Thanks.
So, yep, with any development into uncharted territory, it is difficult to predict these things with precision. But I do think things are going to move very fast. So our plan is in basically 1 to 2 months to do the 20 kilometer or 65-foot flight with Starship Mark 1. Our next flight after that might actually just be all the way to orbit with a booster and the ship. I'm giving you just literally stream of consciousness here. Most likely we would not fly to orbit with Mark 1, but we would fly to orbit with Mark 3, which will be built after Mark 1 right here. In fact, we'll start building it in about a month. So, yeah. And actually, so sorry to say this mid-question, but I did want to make sure to thank Yusaku Miyazawa for his great support. Yeah, he's awesome. Yusak 2020, that's his handle. That's a great handle. Anyway, he's a super cool dude, and he's like, you know, putting a lot of serious resources to helping out Starship, so I want to thank him very much for that. Anyway, so yeah, just to frame things, we are going to be building ships and boosters at both Boca and the Cape as fast as we can. And each successive, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be really nutty to see a bunch of these things. I mean, not just one, but a whole stack of them. And we're improving both the design and the manufacturing method exponentially. So, for example, with the current way that we build the way that Mark 1 and Mark 2 cylindrical sections were built was in with basically plates. So a series of plates to create each cylinder section. With Mark 3 and beyond, we will literally take the coil of steel from the mill, unspool it, change the curvature to a 9-meter diameter, and do a single seam weld. And it will also be thinner, which makes it lighter and cheaper. So the rate at which we will be building ships is going to be quite crazy by space standards. I think we'll probably have Mark 2 built within a couple of months or less, and Mark 3 maybe 3 months, that type of thing. Mark 4 4 months, maybe 5 months. And we would seek to go to orbit with probably Mark 4 or Mark 5. So we would, I mean, this is going to sound totally nuts, but I think we want to try to reach orbit in less than 6 months. I mean, provided the rate of design improvement and manufacturing improvement continues to be exponential, I think that is, accurate to within a few months. Yeah.
Hi, Elon. My name is Steve Clark. I'm with the Brownsville Herald. Back in September 2014 at the groundbreaking, you said that the first crewed interplanetary mission could possibly leave
Yes.
Can you hear me? Could possibly leave from Boca Chica. Do you think that's still the case?
Oh my
Yes,
God,
it
everything
is.
astronaut.
I think definitely possible that the first crewed mission on Starship could leave from Boca. We actually are internally competing the Cape and Boca. So I think both places will, to the best of my knowledge, both places will launch crewed missions. So I think it is extremely likely that we will launch crewed missions from Boca, and there is at least a 50% chance that it is the first mission. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Hey Elon, Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut.
Hey,
How are you?
how's it going? Good. Yeah,
Good.
you have great questions online.
Thanks, you have
Yeah.
great answers.
Yeah, welcome.
So that belly flop to tail down maneuver, I
Yeah.
mean, that's something to see. Is that first one, this one right here, 20 kilometers, is it gonna come in that hot and do that flip that fast
Yeah.
right here, or is it gonna be out on the drone ship? Like, that's
No,
crazy.
it's basically right where Hopper took off.
Yeah.
That's basically where it's going to take off. Very close to where it's just right over there. So yeah, that maneuver that you saw, it will execute now. When we get to, I think maybe Mark 3, certainly Mark 4, I think probably that will be a good time to transition to hot gas thrusters from cold gas thrusters. So using essentially compressed nitrogen gas as the cold gas thruster is a pretty low ISP, sort of 60, 70 if you're very lucky, but very
ISP,
closer to
specific
60.
impulse.
With methox thruster, you can get, without really even trying hard, 300 ISP. Even if you just foam cool the walls, without even regen cooling. If you regen cool it, 350, no problem, 360 even. So you're talking about something that's then 5 or 6 times the mass efficiency of the nitrogen thrusters that are on Mach 1. And if you have thrusters of that efficiency, then we don't need to use the Raptors to correct the horizontal velocity. Because right now it's actually, when the Raptors fire, the Raptors kick it over, but they actually accelerate the vehicle in the wrong direction. Then they have to overcorrect and then come back. Whereas if you have strong enough thrusters, you can just, using the onboard maneuvering thrusters without lighting the main engines, you can just go kick it hard, light the engine, land. That'd be, that's better. Yeah.
And then are those pressure fed then, those
Yeah,
methyl
those would be just pressure fed, high pressure gas methox, and so you have a high pressure CH4 bottle, high pressure O2 bottle, and then the great thing is like those they don't care what attitude you're at. You can be at any attitude, any G's, any attitude, it'll still fire. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Elon. I'm Tim Fernholz from Quartz. Thanks so much for taking the time.
You're welcome.
2 questions, if I may. One, just technical, following up on the presentation. To do useful stuff in orbit, you're going to need the booster as well as the Starship, right?
Yes. Starship cannot get to Earth orbit without the booster. But anywhere except Earth, pretty much. Well, not counting Venus. But like the Mars or the Moon, the ship, provided you have a propellant plant on Mars or Moon, the ship can easily get a single stage from the surface of the Moon all the way to the surface of Earth without a booster. So that shows you how deep, like Earth has a deep gravity well and a thick atmosphere. But definitely cannot, if we really went crazy light, you could probably do single stage to orbit non-reusable with the ship. But that would be pointless.
Elon, I just wanted to ask, NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine had a tweet last night about this presentation, concerned, I guess, about enthusiasm for SpaceX's various programs. I'm just curious if you have any comment or response to that.
Yeah, we, for sure, from a SpaceX resource standpoint, our resources are overwhelmingly on Falcon and Dragon. That is, to be clear, it was really quite a small percentage of SpaceX that did Starship, you know. Less than 5% of the company, basically. The really hard part that requires a lot of resources is optimizing something past the initial prototype phase and bringing it into volume production. So yeah, to be clear, like the vast majority of our resources are on Dragon and Falcon, especially Crew Dragon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Elon, Chris Gebhardt with NASA Spaceflight. How do you guys envision keeping the methane and oxygen inside the tanks from boiling off in any significant quantity during a multi-month interplanetary trip to Mars? And on a more Earth-grounded question, what's your contamination mitigation strategy since these things are being built outside in the elements and not in a factory?
Well, these are pretty far in the distance questions. These questions are relevant, but in the future years. Keeping the landing propellant cold on the way to Mars is a lot easier than it may seem, because you can essentially vacuum, just like you'd keep cryogenic propellant stored on Earth for long periods of time. You vacuum jacket it. We would essentially have header tanks that are bigger than these header tanks and vent them to vacuum. So you would just basically have a tank inside a tank with multi-layer insulation, and this way you can keep things cryogenic for months, no problem. It requires very little energy to. You don't even really need to worry about boil off. You could apply some energy to cryo-cool it, but you don't really need to. You'd have a tiny amount of boil off. You know, in vacuum, things are kind of weird. They're not like on Earth because you have no convective cooling, really, in zero G. So you actually have the sun side of your rocket is very hot, and the not sun side of your rocket is at 3 degrees Kelvin. So it's super cold. So you just like keep your cold stuff on the cold side and the hot stuff on the hot side, and this is not a problem to manage. You know, for the long-term stuff for sort of what's called contamination of Mars, you know, I think this concern, first of all, we'll do everything we can to mitigate it, obviously. But at the end of the day, if you're going to send people to Mars, that's a pretty big contaminant, you know. But I really don't think that some Earth-based bacterium is going to be able to migrate much through Mars. The thing that makes Mars very difficult is that it is both cold and has high ultraviolet. So if it was either cold or ultraviolet, you could evolve to deal with it. But the cold slows down the metabolic processes, and then the ultraviolet shreds the DNA. So you're cold and shredded. This is very difficult for things to exist on the surface of Mars, and that's why we have not found any traces of life on the surface of Mars to date. If there is any life, it'll be very deep underground, and I think very resilient. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. It's also worth noting that over time there have been meteors. There have been chunks of Earth that have been chipped off by meteors, and chunks of Mars that have been chipped off from Mars. And Earth and Mars have actually exchanged material many times over the last several hundred million years.
Hey, Elon, it's Chris Davenport from the Washington Post.
Hey.
Curious about your vision for this area. I mean, when you drive by and you see this, it's surreal.
This is surreal.
Yeah, but I know your vision isn't maybe like a government launch site, like a Cape Canaveral. But what does this look like a private, operational, commercial spaceport?
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, I mean, it will definitely get fancier than it currently is, you know, because the reason it's not fancier is just because it would have taken too long to build the buildings. So since it was going to take so long to build the buildings, we just built it outside. Yeah, this is like my new thing is management by rhyming. If the schedule's long, it's wrong, and if it's tight, it's right. Yeah. It works. S.I.R 71, you know, fastest plane in history ever. You know, it's also the coolest plane ever. You know, it had no anti-missile defenses except one: accelerates. Yeah. Zero. They try to shoot it down many times. 0 successes.
You just just give us a quick sense of what you think this area will look like in, say, 10 years when you are flying crews?
Oh, I think it'll be like a lot more buildings and a lot more stuff. Like way more stuff than is currently here. As you can tell, the wind is really quite vigorous. Like one of the things that I think will be quite important to have locally is propellant production. So trucking massive, thousands of tons of liquid oxygen to the site doesn't make a ton of sense. We should really produce the liquid oxygen here. And by the way, we have gaseous oxygen in the atmosphere, so we basically just need electricity. I forgot to mention, one of the things over time is, like for the propellant production on Mars will be completely renewable because we will use solar panels, pull the CO2 out of the atmosphere. Mars has a primarily CO2 atmosphere. Get the H2O, the water, from the ice. Mars has a massive amount of ice. You combine H2O and CO2 and you get CH4 and O2. There's a very long understood process of run it over ruthenium catalyst. This is a Sabatier process to create CH4 and O2 out of CO2 and H2O. And that same system that we developed for Mars will long-term be used on Earth. So long-term, this is like, long-term we will produce the propellant for the rockets using solar power. And pull the CO2 from Earth's atmosphere, use water, combine that to create CH4 and O2 on Earth. And so the long-term outcome will be quite sustainable and renewable for Earth and Mars.
Jeff Faust of Space News. You spent a lot of time this summer working with the FAA, getting approval to do a single Starhopper flight to 150 meters. Now you're talking about flying a much bigger vehicle to much higher altitudes and ultimately flying to orbit. Where are you in the FAA in terms of getting approval for that? And will those flight opportunities be able to coexist with, say, the local residents around here?
I'd say the FAA administrator for space has been excellent to work with. Very forward-leaning. Really, I would just like to say thanks to the FAA for their support, actually. Really, there's, minimal delays related to regulatory activity, and they've been really very reasonable, and so, the support's very much appreciated. I think the FAA asks, good questions and wants to make sure things are safe, as do we. And so we're going to make sure that the risk to the public is extremely, vanishingly small, almost nothing, basically. It's the same sort of thing that we deal with on Falcon 9 and Dragon, and has gone very well, for the 17 years that SpaceX has been around. So I feel pretty optimistic about things. I don't see any fundamental obstacles. We are working with the residents of Boca Chica Village because we think over time it's going to be quite disruptive to living in Boca Chica Village because it'll end up needing to get cleared for safety a lot of times. So I'd say probably not very. There would be just not very comforting to the Boca Chica Village. I think the actual danger to the Boca Chica Village is low, but it's not tiny. So therefore, when we want super tiny risk. So, probably over time, better to buy out the villages, and we've made an offer to that effect. Yeah.
Thank you, Elon. It's Tarek Malik from Space.com, and I was curious with the design update here if 100-person crew size for base flights is still kind of the target now, and how the life support.
Sorry, could you talk about louder? The wind is like howling in my ear, unfortunately.
Sure. Yes. With the design update here, I'm curious if the 100-person crew size target is still the main target for base crew flights, and how the life support system for that is being developed for both the initial test flights and then maybe for Mr. Miyazawa's flight too in the upcoming years. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's really, I think you could still do 100 people. Like the pressurized volume on Starship is around 1,000 cubic meters. So if you had 100 people, you'd have 10 cubic meters per person, which is, especially in like a 0G situation, that's actually quite a lot of room. Unlike a 1G situation, you only get to use one surface, really, live on one surface in a 1G situation, but in a 0G situation, you can live on 6 surfaces. You can like all 6 sides of a cube. So if things are way roomier than they may seem. And by the way, 1,000 cubic meters I think is close to what the space station pressurized volume is. So Starship is like basically like launching space station pressurized volume on every flight. This is quite a lot. We can make it bigger if as needed. Yeah.
Hi, Elon. Stephen Clark from Spaceflight Now. Thanks for taking our questions. We see the Starship prototype here, Mark 1. You talked a little bit about how you're going to build the super heavy vehicle. Can you update us a little bit more detail about how that development is going, where exactly it'll be built, and when we might see it on a test stand or on a pad?
Sure. Yeah. Good question. So the priority is to build at least 2 Starships at each site, at Boca and the Cape, and then start building the booster. So we'll complete Mach 1 through 4 before doing Mach 1 of the booster, and then we'll do Mach 1 and Mach 2 of the boosters at the Cape and Boca. The main constraint on launching the booster is engines, because obviously the booster has a lot of engines. So spooling up the Raptor production rate is extremely important to, vital, obviously essential to completing the booster. Doing the tanks and the legs and say the grid fins, that is not a constraint. Like that we can get done fast. But we need, I think we'd want to have at least probably 24 engines, but I think really at least 31 engines to launch. So you add that up, you've got a lot of engines there. We need for 4 Starships, we need these just have 3. Mach 1 and 2 just have three Raptor engines. Mach 3 and 4 will have 6. So you add them. This is like a lot of engines, basically. Including development engines, from now through orbit, we probably need 100 Raptor engines. And our production rates right now is maybe one every sort of 8 to 10 days. But it should be one every couple of days in a few months. And then our target is to get to a Raptor engine every day by Q1 next year, or sooner.
And if I may, when will we see people flying on this vehicle into space?
Well, I think we could potentially see people fly next year. If we get to orbit in about 6 months, then and we have it's designed to be a reusable rocket, so a reusable booster, reusable ship. So we can do many flights to prove out the reliability very quickly. So whereas with an expendable vehicle, you have to build, if you want to do 10 flights, let's say, to prove out the viability of an expendable vehicle, you need to build and destroy 10 vehicles. Whereas we can do 10 flights, within basically 10 days. So when I say rapid reusability, I mean, you could fly it. You can fly the booster 20 times a day. You fly the ship 3 or 4 times a day. That's what I mean by reusability. And the only reason the ship it takes more time than that, it's more time than the booster, is that you need a couple of you need 3 or 4 orbits to synchronize for the ship so that it is I don't want to get into those complicated thing of orbital dynamics and the rotation of the Earth relative to satellite. But as anyone who's knows space, the track of a satellite, unless it's an equatorial satellite, is a sinusoidal track on the Earth. Unless it's equatorial or sun synchronous. So. Launching sort of due east, you have to kind of wait for the orbits to the ground path to sync up with the launch site, and that's the only reason it really takes maybe 6 hours or something like that to sync up and land back at Boca or the Cape. One of the really interesting things to contemplate is the total mass to orbit capability of a large reusable system where you have a significant fleet in operation. If you've got something like Starship where you've got maybe 150 tons capable to orbit, and the ship can fly, is capable of, say, theoretically flying 4 times a day, but they call it like 75% uptime, so theoretical 3 times a day, 365 days a year. So that's like about 1,000 flights a year for the ship. The booster can do a lot more than that. This is obviously max theoretical. And you've got 150 tons. That's 150,000 tons to orbit per year per ship. And if you've got, say, 10 ships, you would have 1.5 million tons to orbit per year. 20 ships, you got 3 million tons orbit a year. I think the total rest of world capacity, if you take all rockets on Earth, including Falcon, the total capacity to orbit, I think, is around 200 to 300 tons currently. Total Earth capacity to orbit is about 200 to 300 tons if all rockets launched at max rate. So we're talking about something that is, with a fleet of Starships, 1,000 times more than all Earth capacity combined. All other rockets combined would be 0.1%, including ours. But you kind of need that if you're going to build a city on Mars. So it's got to be done. It's got to be done.
Elon, hi, it's Bill Harwood with CBS News. I just wanted to follow up on an earlier question about life support systems, because that's not trivial, and obviously you're building a very sophisticated piece of hardware. Are you thinking about closed loop regenerative systems? Are you thinking about developing these in-house, or are you looking at designs that already exist on space station, for example? And what are you shooting for initially? I know you're not going to be launching 100 people on your first flight, but what sort of a crew complement can we expect on those initial test flights, and how sophisticated does that life support system need to be? Thanks.
Yeah, I think for sure you'd want to have a regenerative life support system. So that just means you're recycling everything. That's for sure important if you're on a several months journey to Mars and then on the surface for 18 months. Regenerative is a kind of a necessity. So I don't think it's actually super hard to do that. Relative to the spacecraft itself, the life support system is pretty straightforward. Yeah, you just got to take it's pretty straightforward. You got to take out the water vapor and the CO2, convert that back to O2. It's not super hard. The early flights of Starship would not have any people on board. It would just be in automatic mode. It would only be later flights that would have people on board. So I think even the first flights to Mars, we would send at least a couple of ships, have them just land automatically before sending people. Yeah.
Take about 2 more questions.
Hi, Elon. Eric Berger with Ars Technica. I would just argue the X-15 was the coolest plane of all time. And my question, I guess, is, we're not really used to seeing hardware built in less than a year. Can you talk about the timeline for this vehicle? Like, when you started fabricating it and how you went so quickly on it. Thank you.
Actually, I'm not sure. I think like up until October last year, we were pursuing a completely different design. So it was really, I switched the design to steel, I think, approximately maybe October last year. And then it's like, okay, so what's the fastest we can build a steel, ship in Texas? And then I think we built it in about 4 months or something, maybe 5 months. And then the ship, I think I'm not sure exactly when we started building it, but probably maybe about 4 months ago that we started building the ship, maybe 5. So it's maybe 4 or 5 months since we started building the ship from nothing, I think. Yeah, something like that.
And how did you go so fast?
I have this mantra called "If the schedule's long, it's wrong. If it's tight, it's right." Yeah, and I just basically just go recursive improvement on schedule, and say with feedback loop, did this make it go faster? Okay, if it didn't, we need to fix it. If the design takes a long time to build, it's the wrong design. This is the fundamental thing. Over and over, it's like the tendency is to complicate things. And I have another thing, which is like the best part is no part. The best process is no process. It weighs nothing, costs nothing, can't go wrong. So, as obvious as that sounds, the best part is no part. Like the thing I'm most impressed with when I have the design meetings at SpaceX is what did you undesign? Undesigning is the best thing. Just delete it. That's the best thing. Yeah.
Hey Elon, Robin here from supercluster.com. My question is about potential fund synergy between SpaceX and your other projects. 1, is there a concept for a Tesla Mars rover? 2, are you going to be launching? Yeah, is there a concept already?
Well, actually, the Teslas will work on Mars. If you can you can just drive them pretty much, because electric cars don't need oxygen; they don't need air, so you can just drive them around, no problem.
Are you gonna bring a boring machine to the moon or Mars?
I think that would be a good idea.
Me too.
Yeah, because you could just make as much room as you want underground, and you protect it from radiation and everything, and you could probably use the materials for building. And you need to mine ice and dirt anyway, so why not, Totally.
Thanks, Elon. And I don't believe you about the aliens.
I hope I'm wrong. I mean, I hope they're well, if they are here, I hope they're nice, They haven't killed us yet, so they must be not that bad. All right, any other questions?
Hi, Elon. I'm Martin Avignon from the SpaceX subreddit. We've crowdsourced a few questions. It sounds like I only have time for one, but oh well. I was wondering, could you elaborate on the number of engines that will be used for the boost back and entry burns on Starship, and what the dry landing weight of the Super Heavy will be?
Oh yeah, so Starship wouldn't really. There's the 20-kilometer thing, which is mostly. It's going to have 3 engines, but you only really need either 2 of them to work at any given point in time. But the ship, when it's in orbital operation, will only need a tiny bit of impulse to deorbit. You need a very tiny, less than 5% of the mass of the vehicle is needed to deorbit. So you just really puff one of the engines, and the main thing is trying to get the control. How do you shut off the thrust really precisely, so that you don't over or undershoot your target. For the booster has 7 engines that gimbal, and then the rest, whether it's a total of 31 or 37, are fixed. The fixed engines would not be used for boost back. So only the center 7 would be used for boost back. And then I really want to try to avoid an entry burn, if at all possible, That would, because that would, no, you have to have a high, the system has to be capable of a very high Q entry in order to avoid an entry burn. But I think we might be able to make the booster buff enough that it, it doesn't need an entry burn, hopefully. So then it just needs a landing burn.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, great. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for coming. Hope you enjoyed it. All right.
Alright guys, that was the Starship update given by Elon Musk, the CEO and chief engineer of SpaceX, right? So what did we learn out of this video? Why two fins are important, stainless steel, and all the differences between them. We learned a lot about this. There's gonna be a video coming out about it soon tomorrow, because I've been streaming for 2 hours 28 minutes, and I've been sitting here for the last 2 hours 28 minutes doing this. I mean, it's been pretty fun, but yeah. So thanks guys so much for watching. I'll call this the news of basically the news of the day, because that's basically what it is. So this is basically news number 2. So thanks guys, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, because I'm tired. So bye guys.